Hi, this is InfoShare, and today we'll be talking about the subject of task management and focusing on getting you organized for success. So let's get started. No matter what you do and where you live and what color you are, we all have tasks. And we have lots of tasks in our lives because life provides us with a lot of tasks. Think about all the things that we do related to our work and emails that we receive and paying bills and running errands and family. All these things require us to complete tasks, even things like taking showers. And we have to get these tasks done, and we need to do it in a way that helps us accomplish those tasks. We need a process for how we manage those tasks. Before we go on any more, let's talk about what the definition of a task is. A task is a specific, current, or future activity intended to produce an outcome. You see, everyone has tasks. And if you're watching this video, chances are pretty good you have a lot of tasks that you're trying to manage in your life. But the question is, how do you manage all these tasks? Regardless of how many tasks need to get done, you'll need to think through how you manage all the tasks in your life. And the thing that we need to start with is thinking about how tasks require task management. And task management is the process of creating, organizing, and managing the work associated with an effort. Task management is about providing some order to how you juggle all of your tasks. Managing tasks can be simple, and we can have a very simple, straightforward list of different tasks, or we can make it a little bit more complex, and we can add things like a priority or a due date. But the thing to remember is results matter, and you need to find a way that works for you to manage your tasks, because task management helps get things done, but you are responsible for completing your tasks. Really. Next, let's talk about task creation and design. And in this area, the focus should be on producing results and being more productive. And the way we start with that is by thinking about how you can break down your tasks. And we need to take a look at how much detail do you need in your tasks. So for example, you can have two types of tasks. One is called a high-level task, and that could be something like planning a party. Very high level, there are a lot of details associated with it, but that's a task. Planning a party is a task. But at the detail level, you also have a lot of very specific things that need to get done, such as selecting the date, choosing invitations, sending invitations, selecting food, etc., etc. And complex tasks will require more detail. And so you'll want to think through when you're managing your tasks, do you need high-level tasks to help you be successful, or will the detail-level tasks be enough to help you move forward? Obviously, if you go through a lot of detail-level tasks, you're going to have more tasks on your list, but there's less chance for you to miss something. And when you're planning your tasks, go ahead and start with those high-level tasks first. There's no reason to overcomplicate things with too much detail if you don't need it. Build the detail out as you need it. And it's just going to take time to figure out the right level of detail that you need associated with your tasks. And you need to also think about how the word selection with your task is important when you're naming them. And here are some tips for task wording. Make sure your tasks are action-oriented. You want the task to speak to you in clear and specific terms about what needs to be done. You don't want to look at your task and say to yourself, what was that related to? So here's a slide where we'll talk about non-action versus action tasks. And a non-action-oriented task versus an action-oriented task is very easy to spot. And let's take a look at a non-action-oriented task such as dry cleaning. So when we're looking at dry cleaning, what about the dry cleaning? There are lots of things that could be done related to dry cleaning. But if we make it action-oriented and we include something like pick up the dry cleaning, then we know exactly what we need to do. We don't have to rely on our memory to think through, hey, what was that thing with the dry cleaning that I had? Oh yeah, I had to pick it up. Having an action-oriented task makes that much more clear. Maybe you have a task on your list called doctor. Well, what about the doctor? I mean, what is it that you need to do with that doctor? Do you need to call for test results? Do you need to schedule a doctor appointment? An action-oriented task like being specific about scheduling will really help that task be much clearer and help you to manage your tasks and be more productive and be more effective at managing them. One last example here, maybe you have a check for donation on your task list, but is that related to an actual check? Are you supposed to be checking on something? Something more action-oriented would include writing a check for a donation, which I always encourage people to donate, and writing a check is one way to do that. But writing a check is a good way to be action-oriented with your naming of your tasks. So besides how you name the tasks, adding details to your tasks can also be really valuable. And there are lots of different types of details that can include things like the due date. Maybe you want the tasks to be done at the end of the month, so you're specific about the due date. Maybe you need to set a priority for those tasks, and you have things like low, medium, or high as a way to specify what the priority level is. Also, you could have some context that you want to provide to your tasks. Some tasks can be grouped together to represent home, a spouse, your kids, tasks that can be done at work or associated with work or school. And then finally, tasks can have notes. And this is just more detail associated with the task outside of just the basic action that you need to perform. Well, when you have all these tasks, what do you do with all of them? Because there are decisions that you have to make. But ultimately, at the end of the day, with all these tasks as you're managing them, you're either going to delegate it, you're going to do it, or you're going to defer it. You got to choose one of those things when you're looking at and managing your tasks. Now, when you're thinking about how you manage your tasks, you can always use paper, pen, pencil, and a sheet of paper, and any of those combinations, and you can track your tasks. But there's so many great internet-based solutions and desktop-based solutions that I strongly encourage you to take a look at those and explore those as a way of how you're going about tracking your task. Because there are a lot of tasks that people have to manage, and having these types of systems really makes a difference in being able to manage them effectively. Paper and a pen still works, but these tools definitely add a lot of value. But the thing to remember is that effective task management takes time and practice. So one of the first tasks that I want you to think about and to put on your list is practicing my task management skills. Please mark it down as a priority, as a high priority, because it's really important you start focusing on that topic and start working on it today so you can start moving forward with your tasks and managing them effectively and being able to mark this off as completed. Well, that's it for this topic of task management. If you have any tips on task management for me or for others who might be watching this video, please share those in the comments. And if you like this video, please click on like below the video and share it with a friend or colleague. I'd really appreciate that. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you can keep track of any new videos that I publish and just keeping up with all the things that InfoShare has available. So thanks for all of your time and listening, and good luck with all of your task management skills.